flashpoint in the South China Sea. Chinese Coast Guard vessels spotted just miles from Pag-asa Island. Philippine residents and Marines brace for another tense day. The morning news crackles over the radio, the words bouncing off rusted tin roofs and small concrete homes. Soldiers walk the sandy streets in crisp uniforms, scanning the horizon. The Philippine flag snaps in a sharp wind. Pag-asa Island, known internationally as Thitu, is a small speck in the vast, contested South China Sea. Yet it's here, on this lonely outcrop, that the world's eyes often turn. The sea is calm, but the mood is electric. Anxious, alert, always on edge. Chinese vessels loom on the horizon, their white hulls a constant reminder that nothing is ever routine on Pag-asa. Fishermen keep a wary distance from the reef where foreign ships drift. Schoolchildren play under the shadow of watchtowers. Every sound from the radio, every flicker on the radar, could mean the difference between peace and a new confrontation. This is life at the front line of one of the world's most dangerous maritime disputes. Here, every day begins with uncertainty. Will calm hold, or will the standoff escalate? For the 200 or so residents of Pag-asa, normal life is anything but ordinary. Families wake to the sound of waves, but also the hum of military radios. Children attend a small school ringed by sandbags, protected by Marines who double as teachers and guards. Their playground is a patch of grass. Their fence a line of driftwood and barbed wire. The skies above are usually clear, but the blue horizon is often broken by the silhouettes of Chinese ships. These vessels, sometimes just a mile or two away, patrol silently, watching every move on the island. At night, their powerful searchlights sweep the water, a stark warning to anyone who ventures too close. Most residents are fishermen, teachers, or government workers. They catch fish, grow vegetables, and hold simple church services. Fresh supplies arrive only when the weather is good, and the Chinese vessels don't block the Philippine supply boats. Despite the tension, the community celebrates birthdays, weddings, and fiestas, clinging to a sense of normalcy. Under this constant watch, every trip to sea, every delivery of rice, feels like an act of quiet defiance. Here, daily life is a form of resistance, a statement that Pag-asa is not just a dot on a map, but a living, breathing community. Pag-asa Island is more than just sand and coral. It is a symbol of the Philippines' determination to stand its ground. The island sits in the heart of the South China Sea, a vast area rich with oil, gas, and fish. Control of these waters means food for families, energy for industries, and security for the nation. For the Philippines, Pag-asa is about national pride. The flag that flies above the school and town hall is proof. Filipinos live here, raise families here, and call this place home. For the residents, each day is a reminder that their tiny island is the front line of a much bigger struggle. But Pag-asa matters globally too. The South China Sea is a vital shipping route, with trillions of dollars worth of goods passing through every year. Whoever controls these waters can shape the world's economy. That's why countries like the United States, Japan, and Australia watch what happens on Pag-asa so closely. The fight for Pag-asa is not just about territory, it's about international law, freedom of navigation, and the right of small nations to stand up against bigger powers. For the world, Pag-asa is a test of rules, resolve, and hope. The Spratly Islands are scattered across the South China Sea like pearls on blue velvet. They are claimed by at least 6 countries: the Philippines, China, Vietnam, Malaysia, Brunei, and Taiwan. Each builds outposts, flies flags, and sends ships to patrol the reefs and shoals. But among all these claims, Pag-asa stands out. It is the only island in the Spratlys with a true civilian community, a barangay, or village, with real families, schools, and a mayor. Other claimants build military bases or tiny research stations. Only the Philippines has chosen to plant a living community in these stormy waters. This gives Pag-asa a unique power in the international debate. It is not just soldiers holding the line, but teachers, children, and farmers. Their presence turns legal arguments into human stories. Every birth, every graduation, every festival on Pag-asa strengthens Manila's claim. For China and other claimants, Pag-asa is a thorn proof that the Philippines is not just talking, but living its claim. For the people of Pag-asa, their lives are a quiet, daily act of courage. The Philippines' claim to Pag-asa is not just a matter of pride, it is rooted in law and history. Back in 1978, President Ferdinand Marcos signed Presidential Decree 1596, formally declaring the Kalayaan Island Group, including Pag-asa, as Philippine territory. This was more than just a political gesture. It actually marked the start of organized administration and settlement. Over the decades since, Pag-asa has become a barangay, part of Calayan municipality in Palawan province. There is an elected mayor, a local council, and regular government services. The community receives support from Manila, school books, medical supplies, and even solar panels to light up homes. The island's civil administration is a key part of the Philippine claim. Unlike military outposts or uninhabited rocks, Pag-asa has a functioning local government. This gives Manila a strong legal and practical basis to assert its rights in international forums. By building a real community, the Philippines has done more than just plant a flag. Pag-asa is proof that laws, leaders, and locals can make a claim real and resilient. Over the past decade, the Spratlys have changed dramatically. China, in particular, has turned small reefs into massive artificial islands. Using dredgers and concrete, Beijing has built runways, ports, and even missile bases on features like Fiery Cross Reef and Mischief Reef, both close to Pag-asa. These new islands are not just military outposts. They are symbols of China's growing power and its determination to control the South China Sea. Satellite images show radars, aircraft hangars, and warships. Military infrastructure that dwarfs anything on Pag-asa. Other claimants, including Vietnam and Malaysia, have also built up their territories. But none can match the speed or scale of China's transformation, where once there were only sandbars and coral, now stand imposing fortresses. For the residents of Pag-asa, these changes are a daily threat. The horizon is no longer empty. Every new construction on a distant reef feels like a tightening noose, a reminder that the balance of power is shifting fast. China's tactics in the South China Sea are relentless and often aggressive. Its Coast Guard and maritime militia swarm the waters around Pag-asa, using powerful water cannons, blocking supply ships, and sometimes even ramming Philippine vessels. These gray zone tactics fall short of war, but they create constant pressure. The Philippines has responded with its own Coast Guard patrols and regular resupply missions. Recently, the government began to modernize its Navy and Air Force, acquiring new ships and planes. Still, the challenge is enormous. China's forces are larger, better equipped, and always nearby. The United States watches closely. Washington has reaffirmed its mutual defense treaty with Manila, promising support if Philippine forces come under attack. American warships conduct freedom of navigation patrols nearby, signaling to China that the world is watching. This shifting power dynamic raises the stakes for everyone. In these waters, even a small incident can quickly escalate into a crisis with global consequences. In 2016, a United Nations-backed tribunal in The Hague delivered a landmark ruling. It declared that China's vast claims in the South China Sea had no legal basis. The tribunal sided with the Philippines, stating that features like Pag-asa are within its exclusive economic zone. The world watched as Manila celebrated a rare legal victory, but China rejected the ruling outright. Beijing continues to patrol the disputed waters and build on artificial islands, ignoring international pressure. The Philippines, under different presidents, has struggled to turn the ruling into real change on the ground. Diplomats work tirelessly, bringing the case to global forums and seeking allies. But the legal fight is slow, and the reality at sea is often determined by the biggest ships and the boldest moves. Despite the ruling, the struggle for Pag-asa shows that law and justice are only as strong as the resolve to defend them. For now, the island remains on the front line, caught between hope and hard power. The tension around Pag-asa has only increased in recent years. Incidents at sea, collisions, water cannon attacks, and standoffs have become more frequent. The Philippines is racing to modernize its defenses, building better piers and runways on Pag-asa, and buying new patrol ships. The United States has stepped up its military presence, holding joint exercises and sending more warships to the region. Yet the risks remain enormous. A single miscalculation could spark a wider conflict, drawing in powers from across the globe. The people of Pag-asa live each day with this uncertainty, but also with remarkable courage. Their island is a symbol, not just of Philippine sovereignty, but of the hope that peace, order, and law can triumph in troubled waters. In the end, Pag-asa stands for more than territory. It is a last stand, a beacon of hope, and a test for the world. Will might make right, or will resolve and unity win the day? The future remains uncertain, but for now, the people of Pag-asa continue their lives, steadfast, proud, and unbowed.